Hello and welcome back to OmniFoot TV. This is your host, Omar, speaking. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, Euro 2024 is finally moving on from the group stage. So congratulations for surviving another major tournament group stage. I am exhausted. I probably look it. I am tired, man. I am tired. I am happy to have enjoyed all that football, but you gotta put a halt to it sometime. I would, however, like to point out that the tournament is going to get increasingly interesting from this point on. Both brackets look very odd to me. One side is stacked on paper in comparison to the other, and yet we're probably going to see a couple of more surprises. This tournament has been unpredictable enough, and I think that will continue. To the most important topic of the day, however, of the video, of the day, I actually mixed that up. Georgia. The Georgian national team and the Portuguese national team have 68 places between them in FIFA's official ranking system. Last I checked. You can check and do the same, and make sure to correct me if I am indeed wrong. Or if I actually did miscount, I'll probably just mention it in the comments below. Georgia have managed to complete, in what is in my eyes the greatest upset in European football history by any and every stretch of the imagination. The only thing that comes close is Iceland knocking England out of Euro 2016. Now, I need to come clean. I did not predict that that Georgia would even come close to securing a victory against either the Czechs or the Portuguese. I predicted a 3-1 win for Turkey in their first game. That was correct. I did not predict a 2-1, a 1-all affair between the Czechs and the Georgians. I predicted a 2-1 win for the Czechs. And for the majority of the game near the end, particularly, Georgia looked like they were going to do it. And then they come into this game against Portugal. Now, I'm perfectly fine coming clean and just admitting fault. I predicted that Portugal would beat them by 5 goals. And yet, Amardashvili, after having made 20 saves in the tournament so far, 20 saves, goalkeeper of the tournament, an absolute national hero, kept a clean sheet against Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal. I have no idea what Roberto Martinez was thinking. Martinez decided to shift things back into a back three, change a good number of players. They had 70% possession, if not more, and yet they looked out of their own depth. With all due respect to Georgia, to say that about Portugal in the context of facing the Georgian national team, it's scary. It's subpar at best. And that usually goes to show one of two things. Either the weakness of your team in the face of the opposition, or the weakness of the opposition. You could assume that both teams were lackluster. You could have looked at this affair and thought to yourself, okay, based on the stats at least, and how often Portugal managed to just try and create chances to keep the ball, that both teams did what they could. You could try and come up with excuses, but honestly, if you watch this game from start to finish, Georgia provided much more value on the ball. They were much more forward-thinking, much more capable, braver, showed more integrity on and off the ball, kept running throughout the entire game. I just can't help but put this in the spotlight. I'm extremely happy for them. And again, I'm extremely happy to be wrong. Turkey managed to finish second, as predicted, beating the Czechs, losing against the Portuguese and beating the Georgians, which I actually think I managed to predict their last game against the Czechs. I'll check to make sure. No pun intended. However, after such a high, and I'm glad that it did end on such a high, let's go back to the other group in question. Romania, Belgium, Ukraine, and Slovakia. I legitimately forgot who played who because of how horrible the games were. For real. The only reason that allowed me to recall that Romania and Slovakia faced off was simply because they both celebrated on the pitch after the game ended. Both sets of fans were happy because both teams qualified. That's a rare sight. That is genuinely a rare sight. It was nice to see. It would have been interesting if they started celebrating together, but I doubt that was going to happen. Then you look at Belgium and Ukraine. I feel for Ukraine. Every single team in that group was tied on points. However, Ukraine ended up going home. And Belgium, I think, have had the worst performance at a tournament so far. Not necessarily because of their points tally, but overall, they've struggled in every single game. Lukaku has had 10 shots on goal in this tournament so far. 7 of them, I think, were on target, if not 8. 0% goal conversion rate. Pardon me. 0% goal conversion rate. He's not scored a single goal. And he's had 2 or 3 disallowed. Their own fans booed them at the end of the game. According to some video footage I saw online, the Belgian national team was heading towards the fans. De Bruyne was leading the charge to applaud them. But the boos were too much, and De Bruyne just told the players to forget it. Belgium have been a disgrace. So have France, so have England, and so have the Netherlands. And yet, when you look at the brackets, it looks very, very clear on paper who might win. However, again, this tournament has brought about more surprises than most I've seen. And I am expecting even more upsets. And I'll just leave the video at that. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the day overall. Tomorrow there will be no games, but I will be predicting the next round. And maybe I'll get some right. I hope so, at least. And to you who is watching behind the screen, or on the other side of the screen, on the other side of the world, good luck to your nation. And my commiserations to your nation if they didn't make it. Because it must be sad having to hold all that hope and watch your country not do as well as they should. If you're new here, please, and if you have liked the content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed this video. I pump out content on the daily. You will find the links to our social media accounts in the description below. We are on TikTok, X, Instagram, here on YouTube, and on Facebook. I look really tired. I really am. And I'm just happy to have been able to cover this tournament and watch as many games as possible. It has been an honor. And I'm happy that whoever is watching this video, whoever has watched any of my content throughout this time, thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending any of your time to watch what I've done. And I hope that it has brought you at least a little bit of value. That it has not been a waste of time. As another stage ends, another will begin. I wish you all the best. I've been Omar. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you all in my next one.